brought to you by Bethel School of Technology. Learn more at betheltech.net/Ken Coleman. Okay, let's get to the story here. Very interesting story. High inflation. This is a money story because we can't talk about winning at work and not talk about money. Here's the headline: Fox Business: high inflation is changing the way Americans retire. More than 6 in 10 investors said their expectations for retirement have changed significantly in the last 5 years, while 50% said their dreams for retirement have been delayed, altered, or even canceled as a result of the last 5 years. Quick snapshot on inflation. Inflation did reach a peak of 9.1% in June of 2022. It has since dropped, but still well above the Federal Reserve's 2% goal. In fact, it started to bump back up again. 38% of investors believe in having a retirement savings target. That's pretty pathetic. That means that only 38% of Americans go, I think I should probably have a number in mind that I should try to reach, which means a plan is involved. That's fascinating to me. 42% said the magic number needed to retire comfortably was between $1 million and $2 million. I don't disagree with that. And 18% pegged the figure at more than $2 million. An additional 19% of people said they will retire later than planned because of inflation. Okay, so that's where we sit. Now, I was actually recently on Fox Business, the Big Money Show, and I was asked this very question related to parents saying, parents of children under the age of 18 saying they are less capable to provide for their family than they were a few years ago. So, different demographic, same issue. Let's talk about inflation. What do we do when inflationary pressures that we have zero control over begin to affect our daily, weekly, monthly, yearly budgets? What do we do? I was asked by the anchors, what does one do? Okay, so let's understand that we cannot control Congress. We can't control the Fed. We can't control the presidential policy that's going on. We cannot control any of those things. You can vote, but you cannot control it. So here we sit. What has been one of the highest spiked inflationary periods in American economic history, and looked like it was going to go down. Now it's starting to rise again. And we all know the cost of groceries, our utilities, gas, clothing, everything's going up. And we can't control what's causing it. So are we left to just scrape by? Do we just throw our hands in the air and credit card ourselves into oblivion? What do we do? So that was the question that was posed. So there's two simple responses to this. As we've said many times on all of our platforms at Ramsey Solutions, we focus on helping people control the controllables. So what can you control in a wild, wacky economy? Here's what you can control. You can control your outflow and you can control your inflow. Outflow is expenses. We say, Ken, I can't control the cost of gas. I agree. You say, Ken, I can't control the cost of my utilities. Okay, I get that. I can't control the cost of groceries. I get that. But when you look at those basic fundamentals, while you cannot control those expenses, you can control how you interact with those expenses. You really can. And to the extent that you can in those areas, groceries, you get more disciplined about what you're doing there. You make it go a little extra. You do what people do. They cut, they get smart, and they expand all their resources. Okay? We understand that. But let's just talk about the things that we can control. We can control our other outflow. You can cut a lot of stuff. And once you've cut everything that you can cut outside of the four walls, which are our utilities, our transportation, our food, and clothing. Now you've truly cut and you've truly become disciplined. Now it's about, I've got to go get more income. And here's what's happening right now. And these retirees or people that are thinking about retiring, you have an opportunity to go make more money right now. The gig economy is exploding. This is part-time contract labor work, Ubers, things of that nature. You don't have to go drive your car all over the place. It's not your only option. The point is that the thing that you can control is I can go make more money. I can find ways to work to make money. I just met a guy in New York the other day who, during the pandemic, when his whole transportation company shut down, he started buying snowplows, fixing them up, and reselling them. He made more money during the pandemic doing that than he ever did running his transportation company. Where there's a will, there's a way. And what I'm telling you is, if you're in this bucket that we've just discussed, you have time. And if you've got time, you can find a way to make some money. And so get after it. Start bringing in more income every way you can. Go to RamseySolutions.com, go to a SmartVestor Pro, and figure out how you can increase your retirement now. Launch your tech career today at BethelTech.net/Ken Coleman.